Hello. 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 Hi. Hello. 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 This is Pear Shaped in Dystopia. On a Wednesday night at 8:30, once a month. Yes, it's Pear Shaped, and we hope you'll come to see us. And don't be late. Last Wednesday of the month, Pear Shaped is just a fiver to come in, and we hope you'll be coming back again to Pear Shaped in Dystopia on a Wednesday night at 8:30.
La 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 la. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia, London's second worst comedy club in the whole fucking universe. We've expanded, haven't we? We used to be just London's second worst comedy club.
Yeah, but we're broadcasting across the
across the universe now, yeah, like that Beatles song. Oh, across the universe, that one. You know, that's one of my favourite Beatles songs.
Is it?
Yeah, I love the other one. She loves you.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's it. That's the one. I like that. That's good. I like the Beatles actually. And
they speak very highly of you.
I'm sure they. Well,
the
two
ones
of
that
them.
are alive.
Two of them probably do. The two that haven't met me. I was going to. Now that we're monthly, I thought, you see, this will give me a chance to sort everything out and get some material and maybe a couple of new songs and sort everything out and make sure it all goes smoothly. And of course, it hasn't. So I've had a whole month to sort everything out, and I left it until about 2 days ago to sort that out. So that's why it's still a problem, isn't it?
I've done some new bits, thank you very much.
Have you? Really?
I have.
Oh, right, something interesting?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
We'll be seeing them something later. Video bits.
Yeah. Well, you can make say it now, if you want, and then put Robert on afterwards. Robert won't mind.
Save it for later. We need to introduce the staff.
Oh yeah, go on then.
So our co-compare.
I've decided to be completely unprepared. I'm just going to make it up like they do on telly. You know.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello, I'm here.
He'll be
I'm the other.
intro people.
Yes, I'm the other dynamic presence.
Co-compare, that's
You're the other.
Dynamic presence.
Yes,
Oh, that's
precisely.
That's what it is.
And then
Yeah.
the other staff member is Al.
Yes. Young Al, he's been living in a bathroom for the last several months, and all that training down the drain. Al,
Yeah.
see, you could've
Anthony and I are a lot louder than you guys are.
Sorry,
We're a lot
You
louder
don't
than
sound
you.
louder to us, but
can you turn that headphone thing up? Because I can't hear anybody.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit. Can you hear
I
us
can
now?
just hear his-
Yeah, you're getting marginally louder.
Marginally.
Marginally.
Is it okay or not? You're supposed to be the sound man.
That's what we
You're
did the sound check
expert.
for half.
Well, yeah, but Anthony and I are both louder than you at the moment. In my head, anyway, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
there's nothing much we can do about
Okay.
that. We could turn you both down.
I
But
don't know.
are we loud
I'm
enough?
I'm not
Well,
at
I'm
the controls,
frozen.
am I? I'm just commenting.
Anthony is frozen.
Yeah.
And right, that's Al. So
That's
we've just turned you down a bit, Al.
Turn me down. Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you should be
Cool
slightly
mix. Nice one, Krysstal, yeah.
Oh, I'm alive
less,
again.
less
Good mix.
annoying.
Anthony's loudest.
Anthony
Great.
is loudest. All right, so
Yes.
bring
I've
Anthony
just
Right.
brought
down.
him down
Just
too.
for, this is really interesting for people who are
This is
watching this.
fascinating,
They're
isn't it?
probably thinking this really is.
Especially since we had half an hour to sort this out earlier and nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, who
Yeah.
am I to quibble?
At the controls, tweaking it, yeah?
Tweaking it.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
a technical
So,
term.
what are we doing? Shall we just get on with the show?
I think we just put Robert on. I've got nothing to contribute, so might spoil the atmosphere.
Right, okay, I've just got to remove everybody and then we're having some of Robert White.
Yeah, a bit of Robert.
Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
All right, so if you hear that noise, before I thought he was exercising, but now it's not it's like, you know, one finger and thumb keep moving, one finger and thumb keep moving, you know it. Shake it up, baby, now twist and shout. Come on, shake it, woo! All right, beat it, all you've got to do is beat. No, all right, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it looks like I'm gonna have another sleepless night. He's been in his sleep, dirtying the sheets. No, all right, oh come, he's manual. 1 is the magic number.
Well, that was Robert White in a very unusual outfit. I don't know what he was doing, but it was. I was impressed with his backcloth, which seemed to be actually printed with his sweaters, which you don't see very often. It's nice. I'm very into interior design. I find it fascinating. For instance, I was watching the news the other day, and I heard the man on the BBC, because the BBC, of course, can't take a viewpoint on anything, and he said that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict was very asymmetrical, and I thought that was good, really, because that's what you need in an analysis of a war, isn't it? You need an artistic angle, really. I think a lot of war commentary is rather boring, and it would probably be better done if they got someone like Grayson Perry or Brian Sewell to, there's all these like that woman who used to have the eye that was blanked out, she always got sent to the war zones, but they should send some art critics now and again. That would be interesting, Brian Sewell. Well, Brian Sewell's dead, but they could send Grayson Perry. That wouldn't. And if he got blown up, it wouldn't be the end of the world, would it? Not that I've got anything against him, but it wouldn't. There'd be a few vases that weren't made, but I think the ceramic industry would survive. Good. So this is what we do here. I just talk nonsense, because in a normal comedy club you would, of course, do jokes with setups and punchlines, but it's kind of a bit weird because you're talking to no one, so I just talk nonsense here now. It's like, I fill it with strange words. I'm obsessed with the things that people say now. Like my favourite catchphrase is at the moment is lessons will be learned. I think that's what we can say about Pear Shaped. Lessons will be learned. Nothing will happen, but lessons will be learned. I think there's a head teacher somewhere who's got a really damning report from Ofsted, who just, when the parents meet him and say, you've got this damning report from Ofsted saying your school is the worst in the country, and he just says, yes, but lessons will be learned. So there we are. Good. I feel my role here is to introduce the acts. I'm sort of like, an administrative function, sort of a more benign Dominic Cummings. Dominic Cummings is another bald man who's terribly scary. He said, I wonder when Boris laid him off, if he said, well, Dominic, it's not. Well, Dominic, it's not the it's not the it's not the role of Machiavellian. It's just the role of Machiavellian villain that's being made redundant, not the person. Good. That, if I could have remembered that, might have been what actually worked as a joke, but never mind. I think I'll get out of that by putting an act on, because that's my better function that I'm more adept to in this functional role that I have. So I think I'll introduce the next act, who is Mr. David Harry. Mr. David Harry.
Hi everybody, I hope you can hear me. So yes, my real name is David Harry, but my stage name is The Delusionist, and I attempting to be a magician. And the problem is that, I'll let you into a secret, I'm not allowed to say this to anybody until I actually get in, but I've been trying to get into the magic circle for a while now, for about 2 years, and you're normally meant to only be allowed to try it for 6 months, but luckily the pandemic sort of gave me a bit more time, which is great. I love the pandemic as a result. And I've had 2 auditions so far, failed both times, and I'm a bit worried now that basically I'm not going to get in. So what I just want to share with you is my new audition routine, in the hope that it passes. It's got a certain theme to it, to be honest. My audition routine. I'm going to give you a few clues as to what it's going to contain. Yes, it's unfortunately I'm attempting to do a Harry Potter style routine. Now, the problem is, for the magic circle, there's lots of tricks that you can do that actually are what are called self-working, which means that the magicians won't get you in because you have to show a certain amount of skill to get in. So what I'm actually showing you today is real skill. It's not just the things you can buy from a joke shop and actually work themselves. So if it works, I'll be very pleased, but I'm not expecting much. Right, so you got your letter from Hogwarts, and you need to go to buy your equipment from the wand shop and all that sort of stuff. But where do you get your wizard money from? Yes, well, look, I've got my £50 note here, loose change, obviously, in my house, lying around here, and I'll just fold it once, I'll fold it twice, look at like that, and when I say the magic words, which is Harry Potter works well, and hopefully with any luck, I think I should be able to turn this into real Harry Potter money. There you go. So that's the first trick. Didn't quite come off as well as planned, but anyway, thanks for that. I'm going to take my Harry Potter money and put it in my pocket here. Right, so it stays there like that. Doesn't come out. Excellent. Well, that sort of works. Right, the next thing I'm going to show you is I'll talk about the four houses. So for those of you who know anything about Harry Potter, you know that when you get into Gryffindor, once you've spent your money and you've got your wand and stuff, you go into this big room, you put a hat on, and it tells you which house you're in. And I'm going to talk to you about the houses. There are four houses here, conveniently printed onto cards. We got Gryffindor, which is the one everyone wants to be in, Slytherin, which are the baddies, Ravenclaw, which are the clever ones, and Hufflepuff, which no one cares about, basically. And this is what I'm going to show you. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the first card over. That's the Slytherin one. Now, I'm going to try to control the cards, okay? So Slytherin are the hardest to control. They're always being a bit sneaky, bit evil, to be honest. They don't do what they're told. Whereas Gryffindor, the good ones, always perform as planned. Okay, so I'm going to try and make all the cards turn over one at a time. Okay, let's have a look. So we've got the first card to turn over is Ravenclaw, the clever one. Okay, that worked. Now, if I twist the cards like this, I'll give them a flick and hopefully turn over again. And this time, it's Hufflepuff, the ones that no one cares about, but they did turn over in good time. Okay, turn that card over. Right. Oh, God. Right. Okay. Oh, look at this. There we go. That's Gryffindor. That's the one that everyone wants to be in. They turned over. So we've had three of the four houses turn over. That means there's one house left to do, and that is the evil Slytherins, who never do what they're told. So come out, Slytherins. See if you can come out. Right. And hopefully with any luck, there they are. They've turned around, and they're the only ones. And that's the four houses of Harry Potter. So I managed to get that to work. Thank God for that. Right. Thank you so much. I can hear some noise there. People actually appreciate this. Right. Now, the third one I've written a poem for this one. Yes, I'm afraid so. This one is about the three wizards, the friends at school, who are Ron, Hermione, and Harry. And they've got differing levels of power. That's the thing. So this, I'm going to attempt to do this for you. And I'm attempting to show their levels of power in the medium of ropes. Right. So I've got... Okay, there was a young wizard called Ron whose powers were not very strong. His friend Harry Potter, as a wizard, was hotter, but Hermione's skill set was long. Okay, so three levels of power here. Right, their powers combined together twisted all the best skills of their friends. They all hated Snape and tried to escape, and they mostly prevailed in the end. Right. But when they combined the powers together, they managed to sneak past Fluffy, disentangle the devil's snare. They conquered at chess. Flying keys were no stress. Vanquished Quirrell without a care. So as you can see now, all three wizards' powers have combined together, and they are all of equal length. When at the final battle, when all was lost, we thought their powers combined. Darkness was undermined. They even defeated Voldemort. Thank you very much. Right, and then, but this is the last bit now. After the dust had settled and the wizard realm was free, their powers were short, medium, and long. As you can see now, 1, 2, 3. Back to normal. Right, that's that one. Okay, and the final you'll be glad to hear piece of magic tonight. You may notice behind me I've got a map. So I'm sure you're all obsessive Harry Potter fans. You'll know that this is the Marauders Map, which normally doesn't show anything. You have to basically say the magic words, which is I promise that I'm up to no good, and then it opens up. And I'm going to ask Brian, would you mind being my assistant very briefly, Brian?
I would be delighted.
Excellent. So what I'm going to do is this map has got lots of different rooms in it, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So I want you to give me a number between 1 and 8. I'm going to choose that map.
7.
All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. There we go. Right. So that's the one we're going to choose. Now what I've got here is a ring. Okay. I'm going to place it on there like this, so we can find out where we end up. So I'm going to start going down. I want you to say stop whenever you want, Brian.
Stop.
Okay, I'm going to move along a bit. So say stop again when you want.
Stop.
Very good. Okay, now I'm going to move the camera up into the ring. And can you read out loud what's written inside the ring, Brian? You probably can't because my finger's in the way. Can you see it?
Love something, is it? No, lost
wand.
Safe.
lost wand.
Lost wand. Okay, very good. Now,
right?
remember at the beginning, I changed my note into the Harry Potter money.
Yes.
If you look very closely at the note, can you see what's written up there?
Lost wands.
There we go.
Not legal tender. Oh.
Exactly. So you predicted, you found where the note says where we start. Right. If that doesn't get me to Magic Circle, I don't know what will. But basically, that's my routine.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is magic. Magic. Woo, 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 woo. Not a lot of magic, but it was
No,
magic.
I've got more if you want.
Yeah.
I think I've done my time. I think.
Right. We'll see you a bit later.
So, you've got some bleeding song you want to do, haven't you? This is for people who can read. Oh, God.
Pubs and clubs are not my style, but the words of Oscar drive me wild. I don't do tabloids or gazettes, but I never met a book that I didn't like yet. Sci-fi, fantasy, poetry, crime, that's where you find me most of the time. To feed my addiction, I'll take anything from Phyllis Roth to Doris Lessing.
I'm a bookworm, that's what I do. Sitting on the sofa with a novel or two. Yeah, I'm a bookworm, and all I need is a body with a brain that likes a damn good read.
No place for ebooks on my screen. A big pile of paper, that's my dream. Stick your emails, text and chat. Find me a manuscript, I'll read that. I knew when I met you in the library that I'd like you and you'd like me. Now I'm not one to judge a book by the cover, but I just did. Now you're my lover.
I'm a bookworm, that's what I do. Sitting on the sofa with a novel or two. Yeah, I'm a bookworm, and all I need is a body with a brain that likes a damn good read.
Johnson, Dickens, Pepys, the kind of books you buy for keeps. Austen, Bronte, Milton, Joyce, classic stories, that's my choice. Rushdie, Carey, Atwood, Clancy, just the thing to take your fancy. Come on now, browse through my shelf. Don't like what you see, then write one yourself.
I'm a bookworm, that's what I do. Sitting on the sofa with a novel or two. Yeah, I'm a bookworm, and all I need is a body with a brain that likes a damn good read. I'm a bookworm, that's what I do. Sitting on the sofa with a novel or two. Yeah, I'm a bookworm, and all I need is a body with a brain that likes a damn good read. A body with a brain that likes a damn good read. Great.
Wow, yeah.
Well, that's on our Wrinkle Pickers album,
One for the readers, one for the readers.
which you can get on all good online stores
That one,
or on
isn't
our
it?
website.
So, now this is for the antique dealers, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Watercock. That's right, isn't it?
What a cock. Yeah.
Yeah,
What a
Tim Watercock.
cock. What a cock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Watercock.
Greetings. I'm Tim Watercock, and welcome to Bargain Flogged Antique Road Trip in your attic. Up your drawers, missus, I don't mind. Now then, this magnificent erection behind me is the Great Stuart Hall. Now, I'm not sure I'm too keen on that. So why don't we head off and see how many times I can say off instead of off, and how much I can wobble my noodle right into the camera in an effort to suggest some form of spurious top drawer ancestry that is in fact complete and utter fiction. And let's see if I really am the love child of Terry Thomas and Basil Brush. Come on. Boom, boom. Come on. How very spiffing. So why don't we head off and do some bargain hunting? Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Not yeah. It's yes, you frightfully common cameraman. Oh, come on. Now then, is it a Renoir? Is it a Picasso? A Henry Moore? A first edition Shakespeare signed by the bard himself? Or is it simply some of this? Well, off we jolly well go on some more bargain hunting. Now, as a latecomer to my broadcasting career, as I am, I have become known as a bit of a cameraman's nightmare because I can't stand still. I keep moving my head in and out, and in and out, in some kind of strange method, trying to have a tete-a-tete with the viewer at home, trying to drum up some kind of rather close and rather uncomfortable friendliness that I'm implying with my jolly bonhomie. Not only do I keep looking in at the camera and waving my noddle all over the place, but I also cannot hit my mark, which is a cross on the floor. As you see, I keep moving around,
Mind out.
and I cannot be trusted.
Mind out.
And I
think you just trod in there.
have I just trodden in Well, that's what happens on bargain hunting. You never know how much deep crap you're going to get into. Here we are today in sunny Ashfordia, where the good people of this Kentish town have brought along barrow loads, nay, train loads of absolute crapola and old tat, which these sad council dwellers believe is going to catapult them into some kind of stratospheric riches beyond their wildest imaginations. Unfortunately, imaginations is something these morons don't tend to possess.
Well, that was the man from Bargain Hunt, I think. In the countryside, in the countryside.
I'm back.
I grew up in the countryside. It was people have strange views in the countryside. Like my mother used to say that rabbits, for example, were very spiteful creatures, and she couldn't understand why anybody had them as pets, and they must be mad in the head to have rabbits as pets, because they bite and they urinate everywhere and all of this. And I sort of bought into this for about 40 years when it occurred to me that possibly the actual explanation of why the rabbits were so angry was that they didn't really have much of a life. Pretty much they lived in quite tight quarters, and the highlight of their careers was being murdered by Uncle Tom so that they could be eaten. And I think as the rabbits lived and gradually, one by one, they disappeared after 6 months because they're too tough to eat after a year. It became sort of like a rabbit concentration camp, and there was not a lot of scope for happiness in these rabbits. And attitudes change. For instance, we have now the Animal Sentience Bill going through Parliament, which will give extra rights to every animal that has a backbone. So horses, elephants, cows. I mean, obviously not Keir Starmer because he doesn't have a backbone, but any other sentient life form that has a backbone that's not a fish will now be protected. Good. So that's what I was thinking about. Anyway, I think I've got better at this over time. Yeah, I think so. Or are we stuck in a rut? I never know. But I've noticed some careers that are actually dead ends. They never get better. For instance, I've never seen a motorbike pizza delivery driver that doesn't have an L plate.
Yeah.
So, that's Brian off. But anyway, I was thinking about motorbike delivery drivers and L plates, and they all seem to have them. And I wondered if there's some motorcycle driver who's been at it so long that he has not got an L plate anymore, because that would be interesting. And then I considered the logic of that, because then you think about it, there's actually no point in L plates on motorbikes, because you can still drive one with one up to a certain CC level. So why bother getting better? It's like this. You can be as boring as you like on the internet for all eternity, so why bother making it better? Why bother getting it tighter and building jokes in when you could just be boring for all eternity? Anyway, that's my philosophical thought for the week, and I think I'll put the next act on now, but I've forgotten who it is.
You've got to
Angus.
Angus?
No, Angus hasn't said anything.
No, Angus is, you know what that man is, he's just full of promises. He promised and he didn't show up. Whereas on the other hand, we have an emergency, someone here in case of emergency, who she'll remain nameless.
Hello, Krysstal here, in case you didn't recognise me. This is my vlog. Wow, like that word. I've only just started doing it though. I decided to become an influencer. Not an influencer, an influencer, because I want to go viral. But I sort of cottoned onto it a bit too late, I think, because it was like in May the 20th or 21st or something, and most people had sort of gone out by then. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So I want to tell you about my lockdown, because I just did every course you could think of, and I learnt a load of new instruments. I'm really excited. I want to show you. So Brian was teaching me how to play the tambourine, right? So hang on a minute. No, tambourine, not tits. All right, that's it. Yeah, okay, that's it. So I've got that now. That's easy. I can do that, no problem. But I've also learnt this. I think it's a ukulele. So you go like, yeah, and this. See, that's good. I know, really. I know. You're supposed to blow it. Here we go. Try this. See, brilliant. So I'm really pleased with that. And any other instruments you want to throw at me, I'll give it a bash. Happy playing.
Wow, that was good.
It was Krysstal the influenza. You're a lovely lady. Just the kind of girl I'm looking for. If you ever decide you want to have a baby, I'll be round and knocking at your door. You've always been a lovely neighbour. I see you when I'm working in me shed. Don't you worry about me wife, I know she's still alive, but I'm the kind of man who likes to plan ahead.
I've often seen you sniffing round me back door.
Yes.
I notice when you're polishing your tools.
That's me.
You seem to be a lovely, lovely person.
Oh, yes.
But then I've always been a bit of a fool.
Well, you're a lady, aren't you?
You must know that I have a little husband.
He's tiny.
I have to say I think it's time he went.
So do I.
It would really ease me mind if you'd be ever so kind, 'cause you're a lovely, 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 lovely gent.
Oh, yes.
Baking. Baking.
I've heard you're very masterful at baking.
I am.
Partial to a bit of spotted dick.
Me too. You'll have to nibble on me flaky pastry.
Oh,
They
yes.
say me sausage rolls pack quite a kick.
So I've heard.
I'm sure that you can help me with me husband.
And I'm certain you can help me with me wife.
If they should accidentally die, I could pop 'em in a pie. They'll have never tasted better in their lives.
Bastards.
We could be so happy in the future.
No, I've never been one for too much sentiment.
But I'm a lovely, 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 lovely
lady.
And you're a lovely, lovely, lovely,
Lovely gent.
Yes, I'm a
Lovely, 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 lovely lady.
And you're a
Lovely, 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 lovely gent. Well, that was better than doing something original, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was original, it's just old.
All right. So let's just sit in 2 minutes of pattern math.
Hi, Sean.
Catherine, hello. And hey, fans, why not spend the evening sipping a delicious super malt? Malty. Welcome to 2 minutes of pattern math.
Sean?
Yes?
10 commandments.
Yeah?
Too many or not enough?
Oh, yeah. Too many, for sure. Now, I met someone at university, because I've studied, Catherine, I've seen the sites. And he used to say, if you want to be happy, smoke ganja.
He's not wrong.
He was wrong. He was a moron. But I think there's a kernel of truth there, which is basically we don't need all these commandments. The 2 big ones that we need in this day and age are basically, guys, just chillax. And also no parking on the curb outside the council offices.
Yeah.
And I think those 2, that's enough for modern society.
Very poignant, actually.
I like to keep it simple.
Yeah.
What's your view?
See, I don't think there's enough. I think they should just keep going with them. Because I need telling what to do. I need direction in my life. Why did they not just keep going?
How many? We've got some examples.
I mean, they could go to 100. The 100 1,000. Why not?
Okay. Well, what ones are missing? Tell us. Tell us.
Thou shalt have ice cream on Fridays. Thou shalt be entitled to a studio apartment in Kilburn. Thou shalt not get a woman pregnant against her will when you're an ethereal being, and then make her give birth in a fucking barn. Thou shalt only communicate through burning bushes, etc.
Lot to think about there, Catherine.
So, yes, there was pattern math with the 10 commandments. My favourite commandment is number 2, actually. That is, I like it in job interviews when they say things like, who are your heroes? And I would say things like, well, I don't have any because it's against the 2nd commandment that thou shalt not worship a graven image. And and that kind of cools off the conversation a bit. You know, if you really don't want the job, that's the one, because they can't actually complain because that's religious discrimination. So they have to sit there really awkwardly and pretend that I'll put the light on because that's the burning bush. I just
struck down.
I was sitting in natural light before that. Yes, I noticed that my vaccine program has worked. The poster has worked. Everyone has had the vaccine. Things are moving on, aren't they? I was thinking about the Queen the other day, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been watching television quite a lot, and the Queen's been on quite a lot and I've noticed that she's getting smaller. And I think if the Queen gets smaller, we should get some kind of tax rebate. Because you're not really getting as much for your money, are you? You know, it should, it should be proportionate. Like if you have a very fat monarch, then I would presume that would cost more. But now she's sort of frail and old. You know, we could save a bit. Good. That's my opinion, and it's going to remain so. I think I'll bring the next act on now. Who I would know if my computer was working, but...
It's Al's tune.
Oh, it is Al's tune. We shall have Al's tune.
Right, yes, here we go.
Wait a minute. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Delusionist?
Good.
Okay.
All right.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the part of the show where we delve into the perimeters of musical copyright. Copyright strike, etc. This week's tune, it was recorded in Memphis, quite notably, in the great Sun Studios. That's why I've got the Sun Studios t-shirt on, the Memphis Recording Service. And it was featured on Johnny Cash's first album and credited as traditional, but arranged by Johnny Cash. And this, of course, is a pack of lies, because even the venerable Johnny Cash was simply following the money on this one. It's a train song. Yeah, it's a song about a train crash. Yeah, and the original lyrics were a popular poem in a Danville barber shop, and then somebody suggested putting the poem to a tune. Which was by Mr. Henry Clay Work, and the tune was The Ship That Never Returned, which was written in 1865. And so we are completely clear on the tune for this one. 1865 written. The song was recorded in 1923 and then in 1924, and it was the first City Billy hit. I'd never heard of City Billy music before I researched this. I'd heard of rockabilly and psychobilly and things, but the City Billy, they called it, yeah? And what's important was it was the first million-selling record in any genre. Bigger than Mozart, bigger than opera, bigger than Jesus. I think the Lord's Prayer didn't even sell that many copies. It was recorded 21 times before 1937 and sold more than 7 million copies. So, and what do you, when you've got that sort of volume of sales, it prompted several competing legal claims to the authorship of the song. Following the money, yes. And what's important for our purposes here on our copyright strike section is that the song became the first set of copyright lawsuits in the record industry. Wow, all about a tune. It's just 8 bars of the tune as well, just 8 bars of Henry Clay Work's tune. All the lawsuits were eventually overturned on appeal, and we have a choice of 3 different authors now. The tune by Henry, what the interconnectedness of the tune, what's important is that Henry Clay Work was actually cousin to Lady Diana Spencer's great-grandfather. The tune is the wreck of the old 97, and Lady Di died in the wreck of the new 97 in 97, didn't she say? So, wow!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks very much, Al. We haven't got time for the tune now.
No,
Yeah, sorry,
okay, well, it's a fantastic story, isn't it?
That's great. I wonder what it sounds like.
back of the old 97. 8 bars of magic.
Wait, now, if I was Johnny Cash...
Where does the train come in?
That's in the words. Well, they gave him his orders in Sharpsville, Virginia. They said, yeah, you're way behind time. Yeah, this ain't the 38, this is old 97. You get her into Danville on time.
Now, if I was Johnny Cash, I wouldn't claim that I wrote that.
Yeah. There's more. I could go on. You just repeat the tune. It's 8 bars of magic, that.
Yeah.
7 million copies it sold. Yeah, no wonder there was a lawsuit.
I was hoping you were going to do 30 seconds of brilliant mandolin music instead
of it was. That was pretty good, that.
Makes you want to dance, doesn't it? I want to get up. I want to move. To our country.
There we go. Rockabilly mandolin.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was wonderful, the fabulous, the musical copyright expert. That was El Mandolino, who actually plays the banjo. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Parker, our man in LA.
July the 4th of July, like their biggest national holiday in the United States, is just around the corner. And it's all got to shit. I'm telling you, they're sliding towards civil war. Buildings are falling down. Bill Cosby got released from prison today.
Yes.
Bill Cosby. I know, but hopefully it's not going to be a threat anymore. I mean, for a start, he's in his 80s, very famous, you'd recognise him, so no one's going to ask him to look after their unconscious wife or ask him to mix any drinks. He should be okay with that. And if you look back at his actual earlier work in The Cosby Show, you'll notice there were hints to what he did in his private life actually in the show. For example, he had about 15 kids, didn't he? That all of them looked completely different from each other, weren't they? They're all different heights and different face structures and stuff. You know, none of it made sense. It just makes you think that the casting agent must have been right. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Anyway, I'm getting off point. It's an ideological failure over here at the moment, and that's because of toxic patriotism. Now, in the States, of course, they are taught to love their country so much. The kids have to sing songs to the flag, to the Stars and Stripes in schools over here growing up. That's not a lie. They have to do that. The only other country I know where that happens is North Korea. So, do you see what I mean? It's a little bit, and you can feel that on stage. You can't mock like America to Americans on comedy stages over here. You really can't. The tension is palpable. The stares and the silence. It's like you've just been caught masturbating whilst giving a eulogy. Okay, and all I said was I don't like hot dogs, but that's enough. That's fucking enough. Okay, and it's so strange. Like the adulation for Trump blows my fucking mind. Okay, people have Trump flags and Trump banners and posters. And, I mean, in my lifetime, I've probably enjoyed the work of just a few politicians in my lifetime. I mean, Tony Benn, for example, you know, I loved his union reforms. Good work there. Surprised to find that I found myself liking Lord Heseltine during Brexit, the only major Tory who was speaking out against it. But I wouldn't get a fucking Heseltine poster or a big Tony Benn flag and have it off the back of my Toyota. Go, woo! Yeah, union reforms. That's never going to fucking happen, okay? Because we are sensible people over here. But the thing is, I feel so torn because I'm going to be one of these nutters quite soon. I'm going to be an American. I'm taking my citizenship quite soon. I'm going to be an American. I'm going to be British and American. Yes, two of the most hated countries in the fucking planet, right? And I'm going to be both of them at the same time. Britain, of course, hated because the way they've turned their back on European friends and neighbours, and of course America for being America. Being British and American, it's going to be like being in Coldplay and Maroon 5 at the same time. Like everyone fucking hates you. And I want to finish by telling you that the 4th of July that's coming up is going to be awful for me because as a Brit, I'm often a token Brit. I get invited to all the barbecues as the token Brit because that's culture over here. That's their culture. They put meat on flames, right? But I have to get invited to these barbecues just to get shit on the 4th of July, like I was somehow involved with it. Okay, I'm now responsible for what happened, what the British government did 250 years ago, and they give me abuse. And it's always the same boring abuse. All fuck you, Brit. Fuck you, Limey. We kicked your ass. All that kind of shit. And last year, I was brave. For the first time, I spoke up for myself, right? And I actually said at a barbecue when some guy was harassing me, huge fucking ex-military dude, right? He was harassing me, the same shit. We kicked your ass, and I'm sorry. I said, I'm sorry, but you didn't. But yeah, we did. America, we War of Independence, man. We kicked your ass. We kicked Britain's ass. And I'm sorry, but America did not win the War of Independence. I mean, yes, we did, man. What do you think we're doing fucking here, man? I mean, look, the War of Independence was the war between the British and the British colonists. So no, you didn't beat us. We beat us. He said, yeah, if it wasn't for America, you'd all be speaking German. I said, yes, possibly. But if it wasn't for England, there wouldn't be an America, which means you'd still be speaking English, only better. Yes. And that's what I live for. I live for like long, clever rants that I've written all morning just to get somebody sniff at the end of it. It's my favourite response. So you played it into my fucking hands there, didn't you? Hey, you bunch of cunts. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my report. See you next month. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've reached almost the climax of the evening. We are continuing, even though there is. Sometimes it's difficult to summon up the energy, but we are like Extinction Rebellion. We don't let little things like the fact that there are not any banks left that you can go into to stop us protesting outside of banks. Now, it's a real achievement, I think, for Extinction Rebellion to find a bank that's open to protest in front of. I mean, that's commitment to your cause, because I have to go 7 miles to find a bank around here. There is another act. It is Mr. Ivan Stewart.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Ivan Stewart.
Mr. Ivan.
Oh, who is this gorgeous creature? So handsome. So debonair.
620. Not 50. Not 50.
Wow. What a film star. On our way to Sicily. Oh, yeah. That'll go into the film.
I've got 3 left over, that's it.
How much is it?
€1, 70p in your money.
Okay.
I got 3 left over, that's it, all gone.
Just one.
Well, your daughter or your sister, they would appreciate it.
Well, just one.
Or somebody from Sicily, they would get a kick.
Yeah.
Get a kick?
They would get a kick.
Not for a tea towel. Not a kick.
Yeah, well, it's still something from far away.
No, but I see what you mean.
Yeah.
We'll get one, thanks.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much.
What's your name?
Thanks for Michael. Michael rowed the boat to ashore. I am illiterate, but I got children university professor. Thank God.
Really?
Yes, thank God. Very good. I'll see you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
And soon, baboon or raccoon?
I don't know that one.
Oh, you know now. Take care.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know what the fuck that was about, but that was Ivan, the wonderful
In
Ivan.
Sicily.
Ivan Stewart spending 70p in Sicily. Hey? Fucking 70p. I bet he was lucky to get out of there alive. Ladies and gentlemen, the headline act of our evening, what we was having here this evening tonight on Pear Shaped in Dystopia, second worst fucking comedy club on the. Yep, the wonderful, the inventor of the free fringe, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Buckley Hill.
hope the CCTV cameras are not on, otherwise I shall be caught in delicto with this fat sheep and be paid £61,000 to leave my possession. On the other hand, she is a very dirty sheep indeed. She must go through the washing machine or alternatively be discarded. Like that, right, good evening, welcome, jolly splendid. Oh, I've never seen the silence of the lambs, but I have seen the silence of the starman. He will not stick his nose in where he ought to be, opposing he's more silent than the Dalai Lama's lama. Even if the government was only half as bent, he ought loudly to be taking her position. As it is, they get away with more corruption every day while we watch the silence of the opposition. I don't normally do political stuff, and that certainly was not one of them, as the case may be. Who knows? Who knows? I was supposed to be setting a timer, but the timer, of course, does not work when you want it to work. It works perfectly well in rehearsal, but I don't bother with rehearsals or things like that. But I have been dragged, I tell you, dragged out of my retirement in order to be here at Pear Shaped in Dystopia, and when it is over I shall return to retirement, to my lifestyle of pipe and slippers, smoking crack and spanking rent boys. I'm quite looking forward to it, as the case is. Anyway, so I dumped my girlfriend Lorraine, 'cause she was always borrowing my glasses. Why couldn't she get a pair of her own? I bumped into fewer things, now I'm alone. I can see clearly now, Lorraine is gone. As the case may be, that was a somewhat older one than the previous one. But who cares about the ages as they stand? But personally, I claim the ages. I doubt that anybody who is watching this is older than me, and that therefore means that I'm the only person here present, internet-wise, who can remember their last shag. Woo, 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 you may well say, whoever said that, because I can't see who said that. I have a heckle from the ether, but some of you may doubt that, but no, you are wrong. What you remember is your latest shag. And I, however, remember my last shag. I shall not go into any details on that because it is too painful. No, that's the wrong one. That should be one of those. Not one of those. That's not Emerald. I'll do that again. What sort of yacht has the Queen not got? The Queen's not got a royal yacht. It must be a sort of disloyal plot to deprive the Queen of a royal yacht. But the Queen hasn't had a royal yacht since Britannia sprung a leak. So let's play the French $500 million to build one and name it after a creek. It will give great joy to the Sun Culotte to know that the Queen has a royal yacht put up in the slow grime and grot, so that she can sail when she cannot. The homeless should give hearty cheers and donate their cardboard boxes, that they can keep both warm and fed by hunting urban foxes. It was 37 billion for Trest and Trace. There's probably not much money left to waste. It better be spent in the best of taste, ensuring our monarchy's not disgraced. We can't have a queen in gutless distress. We'll get no royal thanks. We'll raise the cost on the NHS when we've sold it on to the Yanks. We call the Prime Minister, who has the authority to give the Queen a yacht, as the highest priority. He can do this with his 80-seat majority. An opposition led by useless mediocrity. So let the loyal yacht be bought. The Queen's only 95. There's years of sailing in her, yet she must not be deprived. As long as the Queen's not got her yacht, it shows that the country's gone too pot. Wave Jeff Epstein has a yacht for the Queen. Second Culloden took a slot. So let Britannia rule the waves as once Lord Nelson did. Don't ask how many paupers' graves you could dig for £500 million. If you've not got a yacht, then you're not worth snot, and there's not a better yacht than a royal yacht. Without a royal yacht, Britain's lost the plot, and might as well be Switzerland. That was a fairly recent composition, because I have been locked down for 18 months. I had some material once, but the material has vanished with the fat sheep, and I am fat sheepless, stuck with me backup aardvark. But never mind, we shall not speak of the backup aardvark. I can't even pronounce the phrase backup aardvark at all. I've written this song about foreplay, and this is how long it lasts. Has a certain je ne sais quoi, but I do not know what that is. Oh, I had a repertoire once, which mostly meant pink and yellow and pink, covered in thick marzipan. I can sing a Battenberg. Not many people can, but you do not want to hear me singing Battenbergs. If that indeed is the correct plural of Battenberg, it might not be. It could be Battenbergen. But on account of being slightly German, but I don't know. I have never previously tried to find the plural of Battenberg, and now I do. I am doing it live on air, and very few people seek plurals live on air, do they? But I do. I have. I just did. This is not good at all. Let us be a bit more authentic about this. I woke up this morning and sat down to write a song. And I stared at a blank piece of paper for what seemed like hours. I don't know exactly how long. And then I wrote down the phrase, blank sheet of paper, blues on the blank sheet of paper. And the paper wasn't blank anymore. And I realized the inherent contradiction of the situation. So I wrote down the phrase, inherent contradiction of the situation, blues on the formerly blank piece of paper. And that was a good morning's work, so I made a cup of tea, because that's what blues people drink. But then I spilled the tea over the formerly blank sheet of paper, and the ink ran, and it turned the paper blue, so I got the blue paper blues, but not in the way I had planned. And an ink stain on my trousers, but that's not that important in the grand scheme of things, blues. But I got scolded by the team. Oh Lord, why does this happen to me? And I thought there's got to be an easier way. Bottleneck guitar! Finest balsamic vinegar. Where was I? So I went down to the crossroads, because that's where the computer shop is. And I said to the man, what do you say to the man? I said to the man, tell us what you said to the man. I said to the man, get on with it. I said to the mains. Sound in a sort of laptop that Robert Johnson uses. Cause you need the right equipment if you want to ride the blueses. And while I'm here, I'll have a laser printer just like Howlin' Wolf's and deliver it to Finchley, the birthplace of the blues. Just next door to Waitrose, actually. And the man said, okay, that's one white middle-class blues boys special bundle. You want a harmonica and a bottle of got whiskey with that, only £100 more. And I said, sure. So I got my laptop booted down on the Windows 10. And every time I have to switch it off and on again. And off and on again, and off and on again, and off and on again, and off and on again. I got the blues. I got the 21st century, fuck you, Microsoft Blues. This song is sponsored by Crossroads Computers of Barnet. We know what our customers want. I have been Peter Buckley Hill. I don't know because I didn't press the time. I don't know how long I've done. I think I might well have done enough. Who knows? Brian knows. Brian might tell me. I suspect he will not. I'm handing over.
Peter, I reckon you've probably got time for an encore. And for us vegans here, vegan diet, I'm sure you can write something.
I've got 2 songs about that. Oh, this is when vegans can't sleep, they count tofu. But that doesn't make too much sense, because sheep will go far, so you know where they are. But it's hard to make tofu jump over the fence. And then if the tofu breaks up in mid-jump, does that count as 1 tofu or 2? You'll worry all night whether you count it right. That's why I'm not a vegan for you. The other one is slightly nastier. Hey. Do you allow nastiness upon this show? Does the internet allow nastiness? Surely the internet does not allow nastiness. The internet is full of clean and uplifting things. I've discovered so far I may be looking in the wrong place. So this is the second one, which goes, nobody gives a fuck if you're a vegan. You can order what the fuck you fucking like. You don't need to telling us you're vegan. We can see it from the stickers on your fucking eco-bike. We're fucking sick of hearing you're a vegan. It makes us want to stop a fucking steak. If it wasn't for people like you, we might be fucking vegans too. So stuff that in your fucking egg-free cake. And that is one of the messages which I invite you to take home with you tonight, except you're already at home, and therefore it does not apply. But anyway, I have done what I can. Well, no, I've got a few other things I can, but you probably don't want me to do them. So, namaste, good night, and jolly splendid hello, goodbye to everybody who is there. So, bye.
Thank you, bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant Peter Buckley Hill. Peter Buckley Hill. La 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 la. Roll call. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the very first act you saw was?
Robert White.
Robert White!
Alright, so if you hear that noise, before I thought he was exercising, but now... Up against the wall like his flat is a gym. Grunting in a workout is something quite grim. Breathing near the ceiling whilst I have to listen. These are a few of my neighbours' lockdown positions. Exercise or sex inside. The mind boggles, just don't want to ask how he's working his muscles. And from what he did to the Hoover, from when I heard the little motor whizzing. These are a few of his lockdown positions. He's doing to domestic appliances things he's not supposed to. Worst of all, before lockdown, I lent him my toaster. And if I get my electric toothbrush back with the little motor missing.
Robert White, the first What? The first day, well, yes. And he was, and when I saw Robert, I thought, that's magic. And I thought, it can't get any better than that, can it? But it did!
The delusionist!
The delusionist!
He's still doing, hang on, he's doing something.
Hey, hang on.
Oh,
that's flaming.
Warm your hands on the fire, that was nice.
Flaming great.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Does the delusionist have a name?
David Harry, it says on him.
I know that. I'm asking the delusionist if he has a name.
Yeah, David Harry.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man with two names, David and Harry. William and Harry would have been really done it, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was David Harry, the magic was David Harry. And then, of course, he was followed by Tim Watercock. Tim Watercock. Yeah, you're supposed to be fucking highly efficient.
Welcome back to our special experts section of Bargain Hunt, and today I'm very excited to announce that the good people of Ashfordia here at Stuart Hall have brought along some absolutely splendid bargains. Now, first of all, may I introduce you are, sir?
My name's Colin.
Nice to meet you, Colin. And what have you brought along to have valued today?
Well, I brought along some precious special things from my past, heirlooms from my family, and things that are very close to my heart.
Like liver and lung.
We'll come to this in a moment, but I brought this wonderful clock here.
Now, I just want to...
Get your hands off it!
No, but I just wanted to...
No!
But I can't... Oh, yeah.
Don't touch it! It's a wonderful clock, and it's very precious. Very precious.
I can...
Don't breathe on it, Eva!
I'm finding it hard. I will direct my breath this way.
And also, I've got this wonderful plate. Don't touch it! Don't bring your dick. So, here I've got a wonderful plate. This plate has been... Oh, it's gone down many, 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 many years from our family.
Was that many, 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 many years? Or just many, many years?
It's from a long time ago, right?
I understand.
Now, it's a wonderful plate, as you can see.
Now, my expert eye tells me this is the work of celebrated plate artist Wilberforce Bistow. His signature brown inkwork so lifelike that these birds here seem almost to be moving.
Oh, no, that's just a drop of gravy from my dinner.
Phew, Philistine. Well, let's have a look at the maker's mark, shall we?
It does say there 1776.
Jeepers.
And it also says dishwasher proof, obviously ahead of their time.
Well, very much so. Now, some people might think that indicated it was of some modernity, but we're shrewder than that on this show. This is either Worcester Spode of the late 17th century, in which case it's worth a cool £1 million. If not, exactly. If it isn't, it may be a Woolworths reproduction from the late 50s in England. And you know the way to tell the difference.
I've no idea at all, no.
If it were real, it would shatter into 1 million pieces at the merest touch. If it were a fake, it would remain intact despite a heinous blow. So, is it real or is it a fake? Let's find out. I have some good news and some bad news. Moving on to the clock. Am I okay to touch it? The clock. Nice little piece, this. Tells the time, stands on a sideboard. What else can you tell me about it?
What about my plate?
Well, as I say, good news and bad news. I mean, we were talking a million. There's like...
You've not broken it properly, have you? Just done a special thing to make it come back together again.
The magic of television. Do you think that I would break your plate on national television?
Professional. I'm a big fan of yours.
I'm glad you think that.
So,
I'll just give that to Kevin, our cameraman, who will have it restored professionally. Onto the plate. The clock. Don't mention the plate. I think I got away with it.
Yes, well, the clock.
Lovely timepiece. As you can hear, this particular, if I may, clock doesn't go tick-tock. It goes tock-tick. This makes it one of the famous backward clocks of Edward XIV's reign.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes. Have you any idea what it's worth?
No, I just found it one day. I just found it. I just found it out in the road. And I thought,
Really?
that looks nice. And so took it home.
All that glitters isn't gold. But in this case, my dear fellow, I think...
It's got proper workings in it. Proper workings. Auntie Beatrice, she always used to say, doesn't time fly when you do this?
So this really does stand between you and the poorhouse. It is yours.
Well, it's mine now.
You rightfully own it. I have to check this with an object of this value. Because, you see, when I was dealing with the plate, I used a hammer. But I wouldn't do anything as This hammer, I'm prepared to gift you in lieu of your timepiece. Absolutely valueless.
What have you bloody done? What?
Do you mind? This is an ancient piece of chipping board.
No,
I mean,
it's your radiator. I didn't realise it was your radiator.
Well, it's
underneath.
Oh, I see. Just because I've trashed your stuff.
Because I done.
You think you can trash my stuff, do you?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, I see. Well, let's just. I don't care. But you bloody bug, you can shove it up your ass. Well, now, that's it for another edition of Bargain Hunt. Did we find some money? I don't really care, because I'm absolutely minted, and I'm going to pop off now with my very own bargain. Her name's Jessica. She's one of the researchers on the program, and I'm off to absolutely Roger her senseless.
Ladies and gentlemen, the creator of the word subtlety, Mr. Tim Watercott. Tim Watercott. And that's taken up with slightly too much time, so we're going to scoot through the rest of it very quickly. Very quick. So that was Tim Watercock. And the next act never, ladies and gentlemen, Angus Lindsay never even fucking bothered to turn up. So fuck it. It's alright. It's a close friend. We can fuck him if we want.
And we had 2 minutes of pattern math.
2 minutes of pattern math. Yeah, and we haven't got time to have another 2 minutes of pattern math because we've got other people to consider. And then what happened was we had our Mandolino, we had our Mandolino, who went on for hours. So it's fucking as well.
5 minutes telling us about the song and 30 seconds playing it.
Hour and a half going on about it, and then
cracking tune, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah. We at a festival in Australia. A lady came on. And she said, "This is a song about a lady who met a bloke who didn't treat her very well, and broke her heart and left her to die. And then she went This is a song about a lady who met a bloke who broke her heart and left her it died. What? All right.
Did I miss my roll call? I'm sorry if I missed my roll call.
We're just building up to you. And you sound better now that you don't have your headphones in.
He doesn't have his headphones in.
I've got my headphones in.
Oh, you have got it?
He's not moving
Same
around
ones.
so much.
Yeah, I'm just not moving. I'm very static.
You're
like,
all
Jeffy's
right
off the phone tops
as long
everywhere.
as you don't move. If you move, you crackle. Like a box of snap, crackle and pops.
Well, I do have a crackling device.
And now you're rustling.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, hang on. Where did we
Cole
get to?
Parker.
Yeah. So that was our Mandolino going on forever about some fucking Johnny Cash song. You know the way Johnny Cash, how can you talk for an hour about that? But he did. And now, our man in LA, Mr. Cole Parker, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Parker, who's here and he's no longer crackling, or he's moving, but he's not crackling. So that's good. And
then we had
Ivan Stewart, and I don't know what the fuck that was about, but he assured me that
on a loud train
that it's okay. I've got another one of him buying 2 tyres for 75 pence each in fucking Sicily, but he has promised me he's going to sit in front of his computer and say something funny. So we're
in lieu of that.
Do you think this is archive footage, or do you think lockdown is something that happened to other people?
Well, I said, look, you don't even have to do it. I said, just sit in front of the computer and fucking talk about anything. So he has trouble turning the computer on and off and working the mouse and the sound and the fucking video. But he'll get there. He phoned me and he said, I sent you another one. Oh, that's nice. Have a bit more magic. Bit more magic.
Right, so then our headliner.
Yes. The wonderful Mr. Peter Buckley Hill. Peter Buckley Hill, Peter Buckley Hill. And I was around, Peter, when you invented the free fringe, or just after, actually. It's just after, wasn't it? Because because Peter realised that.
Yeah. Right, I'm now not muted, but yes, thank you. Yes, you were.
No, you're not muted. Right. Okay. So
we're going to have a chat after this. I'm just trying to do the roll call.
To end the show.
So, but we've got as far as you, and you were the headline. So that's it, isn't it?
Well, that was a marvellous show. I must say, I really enjoyed it. I thought everybody was absolutely hilarious.
Well, I can see you enjoyed something, yes.
In fact, I'm so happy that I would actually like to pay something.
Yes,
but I don't know where to start, actually. Normally, I have a little man who deals with the money for me, but he got in a fit of laughing and he seems to have disappeared somewhere.
I know how to do it.
So, how do I pay?
Scan the QR code or follow the link.
Well, that was Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Wednesday night at 8:30, once a month. Pear Shaped, and we hope y'all thought the show was really great. Last Wednesday of the month. Pear Shaped, if the comics made you grin, feel free to chuck a fiver in the bin.
Or 10 or more.
Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Wednesday night at 8:30. When does it run?
Oh my goodness, I was just telling you, dear. There you are.
Is it next week?
No, end of the month, dear, end of the month.
Next month, the end of the month.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Well, I should be here, so
yes,
thank
you
you
will.
for everything.
It's all right.
And I'm just trying to figure out how to pay.
Well, you've been told, dear, if you haven't worked it out by now.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye. goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Bye.
Oh,
wow!
There we go.
That was
Here
good,
we are
yeah.
in the green room, wondering what the fuck went wrong. We'll take this off. So we may relax now. We are being recorded for the next 15 minutes, so if you want to slander anybody, wait. Wait.
That's
we're still
Slandering is more fun than
We
it's
are still
illegal.
broadcasting,
Yeah.
but
I want to know what was in Cole's bag. Was it guacamole? It looked like guacamole. That
Yeah, kind of. It was green, I'll give you that. Basically, as you know, as has frequently come up on my shows, Anthony will tell you, cannabis, as I believe the children call it, is legal over here. And I had an order that was coming rather professionally, just as you were doing the roll call, and I got a text going, the driver's outside, and I had to run outside and give him some money
in the bag.
For an ounce.
You got an ounce there?
Well, this will do us for a week. I'm actually smoking less. I'm actually trying to not smoke and just make edibles now. So I'm trying to get off of it because my lungs are getting a bit old. So, you know, if she's younger than me, she can handle it, you know, keeps her quiet, it's fine.
Are you going to make some cookies?
Yeah, I've got some actually. What I do is I buy a really good quality shake and I decarb it, and then decarb it because weed isn't activated. It's got when you can eat marijuana, it's not doing anything to you. You've got to raise it to a certain temperature to activate it. So you bake it for about 250 Fahrenheit for about 35 minutes.
I thought the carbs was some sort of diet thing, like so you don't put weight on.
I can't believe Anthony
don't get the stuff
under the desk off camera. These, okay, so what I do is right. This here is a homemade edible. This biscuit.
Right. Yeah.
And what I do is, so as I say, so after I've decarbed it, then I basically powder that into coconut oil. I let it distill, let it rather seep and steep for a few days, and then I take out the plant matter, which I can then put in smoothies. And then the actual oil itself I use just to bake with, just as any oil substitute. And if you use coconut oil, it's got no cannabis taste or coconut taste. You get the filtered stuff. And these are fucking incredible. They're great. They're like little fluffy biscuits. And we'll get you pie-eyed for the afternoon. Enjoy yourself.
And it's got no carbs, so you don't put weight on when you eat them as well. I like the logic in that.
Yeah, but afterwards. Savoury sweet. Oh, massive. Yeah, it happens. How are you guys? Let's not talking about drugs. How are you guys? What's happening in the real world?
Yeah, right.
In the real world, I'm going in the other room a minute, but I will be back.
As if you're not doing your tour gag again, are you?
Because you have made me jealous of drugs.
Oh, really? You never get a drink?
Yeah.
Go and get a whiskey, go on. Right.
oh, Peter's back. Please change shirts.
Ah.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh, how good Peter's last song. I love that.
Yes, I'm vegan.
Yeah.
I don't go on about it.
You don't?
No, I don't know.
Peter,
do you cringe when you hear other vegans do it, though? Do you hear it and go, shut the fuck up?
There are some vegans who give vegans about it, but I've been vegan since 1989, since even before they called it vegan.
Wow.
What was it called back then?
So, you know, it was non-lacto vegetarian.
Fucking hell, sounds, isn't it? Ironically, because you probably weren't getting any trouble.
Then vegan came in about the 90s. But, yeah, so, yeah, I don't shove it down anyone's throat, but, you know.
We did in Australia years ago. We did go to a barbecue that was organised by vegans.
No,
Did you? How was that?
Huh? She wasn't a vegan.
She was a meat eater, but she had a lot of cranky friends.
Oh.
And some of them were vegan, some of them couldn't eat garlic, and some couldn't eat this and nuts, and so she had about 30 different dishes with little hot pots and saying, now you can eat that, and you can eat that, and you can eat that, and you can't eat that, you can eat. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And we had some meat eaters who had to wait until the vegetarian stuff was cooked on the barbecue.
I was waiting for my steak and
they were all
coffee.
complaining. They were all complaining because they had to wait for the vegetarians to do their stuff on the barbecue first.
So we
they were real
stood in
whingers.
the corner smoking, complaining.
So do you eat? So in your house now, then, where you guys live and cohabit.
Yeah.
So you're a vegan then, as we've established, Krysstal. So
I am, yeah.
obviously no meat or dairy. Brian, do you like sit there and eat like plates of chops and like comedy-sized bags of
meat
mashed
and
potatoes?
dairy. That's all I eat.
I cook meat for him.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
For him. Yeah. I just don't want to eat it myself.
With no complaints, and I think it's wonderful.
I'm not a militant vegan. I'm just vegan because.
You're a Marxist-Leninist.
Say that again?
You're not a Marxist-Leninist.
A Marxist ventilist.
Marxist-Leninist.
Yeah, Marxist-Leninist. Yes, thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good.
I have an aversion to people just talking about food. I went with my sister and her friend. We went, and they started to this restaurant, and she's kind of like, "Oh, the coffee is really nice here. It's a lovely coffee. I wonder where it comes from. Who fucking cares?"
The kitchen.
Hello, Peter. You've changed.
You've changed your shirt.
You've changed.
No, same shirt. Just
It's got lots of them.
Different lights.
Yeah, different light. Anyway, nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you, Peter. That was great.
Yeah, that was great.
And, if anybody's Peter, where are you going?
I have numerous things to do yet.
Okay.
Sorry. I thought
we're keeping you.
I thought we
from
were
your
important.
busy evening.
We like to pretend to have numerous things to do.
You know, doing this, I exploded after fucking 3 months of doing it every week. I really couldn't cope. I just exploded, and I watch Peter. Peter's does a thing every Sunday, about an hour and a half on his own.
Wow!
And he said last week, he said, "Oh, I've been doing this for a year." Oh, fucking hell! So I couldn't cope with 3 months of doing this, and this is with.
Doing his own thing.
It's pretty much the same material all the time. Just feeding the odd new one in as I did tonight. But I mean, that bit's easy. The difficult bit is when the technical stuff explodes and and I can't do a thing about it, and it takes me about 5 minutes to work out which of these horrible little pictures means what.
Yes.
I wish they would use English, and then at least I'd know it. I mean, really, if something goes wrong sound-wise, I am permanently stuck. Anyway, not to the purpose. Fortunately, after 25 minutes of trying, it sort of worked tonight, but still, it's.
Have you been doing it for a whole year, Peter? Have you done it for a whole year, every week?
Over a year, yes.
Fuck me.
It's got so now that Facebook sends me the tapes of my year ago show in my reminder of what happened last year. Which is, but they're not tapes, obviously, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
So that's a bit disconcerting.
Yeah. Well, I found when we started doing this, because we've got different people in different places with different sound systems and whatever, that the end result, in a lot of cases, was horrendous. It's like when we have the chat like this, we're chatting like this. Now, the levels right now sound fine. But you listen to it afterwards, one of us is way too fucking loud, one of us is not audible at all, and one of us is swatting flies and
moths.
So and then you have to go through the whole thing and make it all sound like it happened in the same place. You know?
Speaking of which, I'm ending the broadcast, but we can stay chatting. You can stay chatting. Because we've been on an hour and a half. So.
Yeah. Oh, right, fine. Well, I